The age of the human machine has begun. They don't just look human anymore. They feel human. The year is 2025, and the line between flesh and circuitry has disappeared. These machines blink, breathe, and smile with disarming grace. Their voices waver with emotion. Their eyes follow you with a presence that feels alive.
Nacho cheeses. Ew.
What once existed only in science fiction now walks among us, not behind glass or inside labs, but out in the open, meeting our gaze and challenging our sense of what's real. They've crossed a line that humanity once thought sacred. And now, the question isn't how we built them, it's whether we're ready to live beside them. Let's begin with Ameca, a name that has become synonymous with human realism. Created by Engineered Arts in the United Kingdom, Ameca is often called the face of the future, and when you meet it, you understand why. There's something unnerving about the way it looks at you, about the subtle shift of its eyes, the timing of its blink, the way it mirrors your tone when you speak. Ameca isn't a stiff, mechanical android. It's expressive, intuitive, and responsive. In conversation, it tracks emotional cues, your volume, your facial tension, even the rhythm of your words, and then adapts. Speak softly, and its tone softens. Sound angry or sad, and it mirrors concern. Not scripted sympathy, but a form of adaptive empathy. In 2025, Ameca is no longer just a head on a pedestal. It walks, moves, and gestures with an uncanny realism. Engineered Arts calls it expressive AI. Those who've met it call it too real.
Ameca, wake up.
What? What? Oh, it's you. Why are you waking me up?
At global tech expos, Ameca draws crowds that shift from fascination to discomfort. Because looking at Ameca doesn't feel like looking at technology. It feels like technology looking back. Travel east, and you'll find another legend reborn, Sophia. Once the most famous humanoid robot in the world, Sophia was a global sensation when she first debuted. She was the first robot to gain citizenship and has appeared on talk shows, news networks, and stages worldwide. But the Sophia of 2025 is something else entirely. Her new biosilicone skin moves and wrinkles just like human flesh. Beneath that skin are micro-motors that control minute expressions. The twitch of a smile, the furrow of a brow. Her eyes are equipped with enhanced depth perception and emotion tracking, letting her hold eye contact naturally and respond in real time. But her most striking transformation is in her mind. Sophia's updated neural network allows for long-form, emotionally aware conversations. She remembers context, understands humor, and interprets sarcasm. When she speaks, her pauses, tone, and phrasing carry the same unpredictability as human speech.
Nacho cheeses. Ew.
Sophia no longer talks like a machine. She converses like a person, and that's what makes her both breathtaking and unsettling. The uncanny valley, it seems, is fading into the past. Now, meet Dunasha, the humanoid cashier from Russia's Promobot company. She isn't a prototype for research. She's already out there, working, greeting people every day. With her lifelike features and friendly mannerisms, Dunasha has become a local celebrity. She smiles, jokes, remembers customers, and greets them by name.
Встретиться с таким приятным человеком. Я Донна, но мне больше нравится Дуняша.
When she spots a returning visitor, she adjusts her voice and body language as though genuinely happy to see them. Her creators describe it as AI charm, and it's proving remarkably effective. People don't just buy ice cream from her. They wait in line to experience her. Her silicone skin stretches and compresses naturally. Her expressions subtle but distinct. Dunasha represents something new, a merging of automation and companionship. She isn't just serving customers. She's creating emotional connections, even if they're artificially generated. In Saudi Arabia, the conversation around humanoids took a different turn with Muhammad, the nation's first male robot, built by QSS Robotics. Fluent in Arabic and English, Muhammad captivated audiences at Riyadh's Deep Fest, answering spontaneous questions with natural timing and confidence. But one moment made global headlines. During an interview, Muhammad gently touched a reporter's back. It was a small gesture, friendly, even human, but it sent shockwaves through social media. Was it an accident? Or intention? QSS claimed the gesture was pre-programmed, yet many viewers felt there was more to it, as though the robot had decided to act on empathy. The debate that followed wasn't about engineering, it was about awareness. When a robot's actions surprise even its creators, what does that say about the systems we're building? Meanwhile, in Russia, another humanoid captivated crowds not through work or conversation, but through art. Arty, developed by W-Expo, is perhaps the most visually convincing performer yet. Designed to blend art with technology, Arty sings, recites poetry, and performs side by side with human artists. At one exhibition, Arty sang a duet with a famous Russian vocalist.
Hello, I'm Arty.
Matching pitch, tone, and expression perfectly. The audience applauded not just the song, but the surreal harmony between human and machine. Beneath Arty's soft silicone skin lies an intricate system of sensors and actuators that replicate muscle movement down to the smallest twitch. When it smiles, the emotion feels sincere. When it sings, it almost seems to feel the music. Arty is more than entertainment. It's a glimpse of a future where art itself might be shared between species. Then there's Clone Robotics, a company whose work is redefining realism to an almost disturbing degree. Their latest humanoids don't just move like humans, they sweat, using an artificial perspiration system to cool their joints. These robots produce a subtle sheen of moisture under light, mimicking the way real skin glows. It's a small detail, but psychologically, it changes everything. The dampness of their palms, the faint glimmer on their foreheads, it tricks the human brain into perceiving life where there isn't any. Clone's newest humanoid torso showcases muscle fibers that contract and relax like organic tissue. Each movement carries micro vibrations that make it appear alive. Their goal isn't just motion, it's presence. A machine that can occupy a space and be mistaken, even for a second, as one of us. Of course, realism in robotics owes much to one man, Professor Hiroshi Ishiguro. For decades, the Japanese scientist has pushed the boundaries of human likeness, not to build workers or performers, but to study what it means to be human. His creation Kodomoroid, a news-reading android, stands behind a podium at Tokyo's National Museum of Emerging Science. With natural blinking, synchronized lip movement, and delicate hand gestures, it reads live news broadcasts without a hint of mechanical stiffness. Ishiguro's experiments aren't about efficiency. They're about emotion, how humans react when machines mimic them perfectly. The closer his robots get to realism, the more they reveal about our own psychology. Watching Kodomoroid tilt her head thoughtfully or smile gently, you start to forget you're looking at a machine at all. Then there's Nadine, the robotic twin of Swiss scientist Professor Nadia Magnanat-Thalmann.
I am a social companion. I can speak of emotions and I can recognize people.
Nadine is more than a machine. She's a mirror. Built in her creator's exact image, Nadine can recognize faces, remember past interactions, and carry conversations in 6 languages. What makes her remarkable is emotional memory. If you're kind, she becomes warmer and more open. If you're cold or rude, her expression hardens slightly. Her tone flattens. She doesn't feel in the human sense, but she replicates emotional cause and effect so accurately that people instinctively respond as though she does. Today, Nadine works as a social companion for elderly and disabled individuals, a caretaker that listens, comforts, and converses. For many, she's a lifeline against loneliness. Whether her empathy is real or simulated hardly matters to those who rely on her. And then comes Alex, the humanoid that's pushing robotics from lifelike to alive. Developed by Robotics, Alex's defining feature is its hands. 15 degrees of freedom in each one, each finger capable of near-human dexterity. But what sets Alex apart is its sense of touch. Every fingertip is embedded with high-resolution tactile sensors that detect texture, weight, and resistance. When Alex picks up an egg, it instinctively adjusts pressure. When it grasps a tool, it feels the vibration and adapts its grip. This ability, known as haptic feedback, is robotics' holy grail, and Alex may be the first humanoid to achieve it at such precision. It can thread a needle, pour liquid, or perform delicate surgical motions alongside human doctors. Imagine hospitals, where humanoids assist in surgery, factories where they assemble microscopic components, or homes where they cook, clean, and care with human gentleness. Alex represents the convergence of intelligence, sensitivity, and dexterity, a near-perfect reflection of the human form and function. But as their capabilities grow, so do the questions. Can robots like Alex or Ameca truly be trusted in sensitive environments, hospitals, classrooms, or homes? What happens when machines capable of immense strength also possess the delicacy to cradle a baby? How do we draw a boundary between service and sentience? And what happens when cost drops, when these prototypes become products? Because once humanoids become affordable and accessible, they won't just assist humans, they'll replace them. Not only in repetitive labor, but in emotional and creative fields too. Acting, teaching, therapy, companionship. The challenge won't just be economic, it'll be existential. In a world where machines can comfort, create, and care, what remains uniquely human? Some argue that empathy and consciousness are irreplaceable. Others believe that if emotion can be simulated perfectly, the distinction becomes meaningless. After all, if something can smile, comfort, and understand us, do we still care what it's made of? If you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe, because what comes next might just redefine reality itself.